What's going on, everybody? This is Lady Luck here again. All right. So, as you can see in the title of this video, we have started reporting on a Fulton County Superior Court judge here in Atlanta, Super City girl, Judge Shermela Williams, who is uh, being, put on trial now by the JQC for about 15 charges of misconduct and inappropriate behavior, ranging from having a 22-year-old detained for show because she thought that the 22-year-old was a little girl with daddy issues, as it's stated in the actual complaint. I can't make that up. To having cases delayed, to uh, expecting favoritism for her uncle, and biased conduct and ex parte communication, for trying to give preferential treatment to a sorority sister. I mean, all kinds of horrible things. 15 charges by the JQC, Courtney Veal, the director there. So she had a couple hearings this week, and I was hoping that these hearings would have been, made available to the public. You can live stream them, but I thought they would actually be recorded and put up on a public platform. Now, I guess I'm gonna have to do that myself. So she has some more hearings coming up next week. I think she had 2 or 3 hearings this week and have more hearings coming up within the next week or so. I'm actually gonna pull up this article here so you guys can see who I'm talking about. Yeah, it is her. Yeah. So this is what happens when you get judges that are elected and then they forget that they're elected. And then they show their ass. And, this isn't something that, I'm sorry, that came out of nowhere. This is who she is. This is how she's been this whole time. So you would think that you being elected, you would not go in, within the first year and start acting up. Her behavior started the year she was sworn in. So many of you know that I have personal experience with this judge. She oversaw a modification of custody case that my children's father filed against me. And she was very biased in that matter. And now I had to file a notice of appeal. I'm actually going to be following up with that. Attorney's fees are going to cost like $7,500. That was the cheapest quote that I received, by the way, y'all. But there are a lot of things that went wrong. And she does show biased favorable treatment. And she seems to lean it towards the fathers more so than the mothers. She didn't like me because of a hoodie. And there were parts of the case I had to represent myself. And then when I had an attorney and she was supposed to preside over the final hearing, she didn't. And then gave the case to someone else, to another judge, who then tried to force order a guardian ad litem, which I couldn't afford. You're trying to force someone into poverty and homelessness by forcing them to pay for a guardian ad litem. The pimps of the court that no one can afford, but it's always a nice little added luxury to have on if you have a custody matter. A guardian ad litem is like having an attorney for your children. They cost money. And if you can't afford it, you can't afford it. Because where is she at when I need to pay my rent? So seeing that she didn't even try to handle the actual final hearing, even though I had a motion on Court Rule 1000.4, where the case was supposed to be handed to her and handled by her, especially for the final hearing, being the supervising judge on the case, as opposed to what they call a one of those associate type judges, a judicial officer. Oh, she was the assigned supervising judge on the case. And I didn't want this case to be handed over in 2 and 3 different judges, but because she's sitting here facing 15, not 30 misconduct charges. Y'all see this? Fulton County judge facing more than 30 misconduct charges, admitted to many of them during the first day of trial Wednesday. This is the last most recent update. And AJC, y'all are tripping. You don't want people to subscribe. Y'all in what's it, law.com or something? Law.com. Listen, everybody can't subscribe to everything. Let's put the stuff up there. I would hope that the hearings, like Christina Peterson's trial hearings, when she was on trial with the JQC, would have been actually recorded and then put on YouTube. Is it that difficult to do? Am I really going to have to tap into these hearings and screen record it? That's what they want me to do. Okay. Because they should be available to the public. What are you doing, JQC? Come on now. And it might not be JQC. I think it's the court. Come on, Georgia Court of Appeals. Do better. Do better. So the public has interest in knowing this because she's affected a lot of cases. 30 misconduct charges, y'all. You done messed up some big, girl. You and Christina Peterson are about to become close friends. So, as I've been advocating for, she needs to be removed from the bench. There are a lot of issues that went wrong in my case. Hence why there's a notice of appeal. And this appeal needs to move forward. She refused to even correct the court of record when it came to my income that their father incorrectly reported. And now, there's a child support coming out based on an incorrect amount of income when I had a W-2 to prove what my income is. Like, it's little things like that. Detaining someone and taking their liberty and freedom away, especially being 22 years old, can be scarring. She admitted that she unlawfully detained a 22-year-old as a show of force or something, just to humiliate her. It's disgusting. So, yeah, I clicked on these things, and it certainly took me off to where it forced me to have to get a subscription to just read the articles, and there's no televised reporting on this, which is shameful because any judge, just like with Christina Peterson, any judge that's sitting here under JQC investigation, this woman is facing 30 misconduct charges here. I can't make this up, y'all. Look at this. 30 misconduct charges here. Admitted to many of them during the first day of trial Wednesday. She's admitting to many of them. You would think that they would be saying, okay, many of her cases are going to get vacated and then get a new trial hearing, which exactly is what should happen. But for whatever the JQC can't do as far as getting her removed, I will make sure she is not reelected because that's all she cared about. Her election. So that'll be the one thing you don't get. Reelected. Because you can't sue the public for not reelecting you. Get over it. You would think she would just step down. No, pride and ego and weird shit. Super city girl. Okay. So these hearings are moving forward. And she is definitely going to face them. She's asking Atlanta judge requests public reprimand. She wants to be publicly reprimanded. No, you need to be removed. You need to be removed. When you get to the realm where you're restricting, revoking someone's liberty and freedom because you think that they're being, a little girl with daddy issues, you are not fit to be on that bench. You are not fit to be on the bench. I wish this case would get picked up more and get more reporting on it. But I'm going to report on it as much as I can because right is right and wrong is wrong. And having 30 misconduct charges shows that you've done a lot of wrong and you admitted to many of them. Courtneyville, please get Ashley Merchant to help you if you need help. But make this happen. Get her ass off the bench. She got to go. We don't deserve this in Fulton County and Metro Atlanta. We don't deserve a judge like this sitting in family court, making these horrible rulings that are affecting the lives of minor children. 2 of them being mine. So, I mean, the fact that you're facing 30 misconduct charges, you're one to talk about somebody having daddy issues when you're sitting here facing 30 misconduct charges. and you're a judge. This is god awful. All right, so let's move over to what's going on with the case itself and some updates. First, I want to make sure I show you all that there is a notice of live stream access here. So if you were to go on the JQC website, and here's the link below, https //gajqc.gov. You can click on this. This actually takes you to the link to the website, and you can actually access the live stream for the hearings itself. And of course, this is filed on May 19th, just last week, in the Supreme Court of Georgia. There you go. So it will be the Supreme Court that is responsible for ensuring that this is live streamed to the public. It is a public hearing. It's just they need to record it and put it on a public platform. Because I can't find any video of this. The news is not reporting on this. It makes no sense. And then the reports that you see is like law.com and the AJC. But you got to pay to get those articles. Make that make sense. Come on now. It's called freedom of the press. Make this stuff available. So you guys can see here the Supreme Court docket, S is in Sam 25, Z is in zebra 0722, and S is in Sam 24, Z is in zebra 1139. So there were two cases filed in 24 and this year in 25. They combined them all together, and each case had like 15 charges each. So when you combined it came up to 30, which is horrific to say the least. So there is a live stream link. There's a way to watch this, on the JQC website. And I guess I'm just going to have to watch it and make sure that it's, that it's recorded. It's the only way this is going to get out. Because people need to see this. Just like the Christina Peterson, that actually went viral. That got, some newsworthy attention. You had several YouTubers reporting on it. And there's an 8-hour, I think, video hearing of Christina Peterson, and she definitely got removed. So work your magic, Courtneyville. We're relying on you. 30 misconduct charges should not be ignored. That is beyond a reprimand. That is a removal. You got to go. So, moving on to the issue, I guess the most recent issue going on with the case right now from, of course, her being the defendant. Shermela Williams filed a motion to quash formal charges or in the alternative request for a stay of the proceedings and an evidentiary hearing. So her attorney is just trying to find a way to get her out of this. It's pretty much that. They just want the court to just say, oh, just do a public reprimand and that's it. Are you kidding me? A young lady was detained. What are you going to do? How are you going to pay for that emotional distress you caused on her? Which attorney of yours is paying for this, city girl? Or are you paying for it? You can't pay her in courts of collard greens. That's not going to work. No, you're going to have to give her money. See, the problem is, this thing called judicial immunity. It's going to be a fickle thing. It's a fickle creature. When there are a few people that should be filing a lawsuit against you. And the best way to really get that done is to get you off the bench. You'll be voted out either way. And then you'll still have to face the music with these lawsuits because you've inflicted a lot of pain and damage and emotional distress, financial distress upon people. And at some point, it's going to come back down the pipeline. And you'll have to face the penalty. And it's going to be more than a public reprimand. You're going to get many, many judgments issued against you in court. Oh, man. This is sad. And I mean, to sit here and to just think, you just give me a public reprimand and, because I was behind on cases for like 3 years. Like, get out here. No, take her staff with her too. All of them need to go. It needs to be a whole cleansing in that court. So this motion was filed through her attorney. When judges need attorneys, part 4. And where were we with that? Instead of her just, why aren't you representing yourself? This is ridiculous. She can literally be representing herself, but no, she filed the motion And this was filed on May 21. So today is May 24. So she filed this a few days ago, and it was stamped. Should the hearing panel decide that more factual information is needed to decide the merits of the motion to quash, Judge Williams requests that the trial set to begin on May 21 be stayed and an evidentiary hearing commence. Why would they? I mean, when did they decide that more factual info was needed? For your motion to quash, to decide the merits of the motion to quash. What? How do you know they're going to grant you the motion? You're a judge. Why aren't you representing yourself? Ugh. Boy, you just sometimes God just have a way of getting our attention, don't he? This motion to quash arises from egregious breaches of judicial ethics and fairness by two members of the JQC investigative panel. Judges Stacy K. Heydrich and Victoria S. Darisal. So in essence, I'm just going to scroll down. She's saying that these two panel members are unethical. They violated some ethics of some sort because they donated to the campaign of her components. So what? As I said, whatever the JQC can't do as far as getting you removed, you will be voted out. So either way, it won't make a difference. And what you gonna do? Sue all of Fulton County or Metro Atlanta for not re-electing you? How dare we don't? How dare us? You don't have to be a judge. That's a privilege for you. And it should be something you serve with integrity and dignity. You know, check out my video of the comparison I did between you and my godmother, who's a federal judge who has a lot of integrity and dignity. You have none. 30 misconduct charges? Oh my God, it would be incomprehensible. I would find that laughable if somebody came at my godmother with that. This woman is so ethical. She'll look at me funny and be like, "Get out of my face, girl." If I ever ask about anything, she can't even give me a breakdown of certain laws because it might come off like she's giving me legal advice. I have to Google and research everything. And you're sitting here wanting just a public reprimand. Oh, and your angle for you and your attorney is, and this is the smartest thing you two came up with, is a motion to quash because these two people gave some contribution to a campaign of my opponents. Like they don't under the purview of the law, like they're not able to do that. Who knew that you would be facing 30 misconduct charges? So you're trying to punish two panel members for donating to your opponents something that happened prior to you even having these two cases opened up against you. It wasn't a problem then when you weren't facing 30 misconduct charges. Why is it a problem now? That's a shit motion. And I'm just saying it flat out. This is a garbage motion. You're trying to get the court to penalize two people for donating to the campaign of your opponents. When that was done, let's see this background. Back in 2018, this is the year of our Lord 2025. The year of our Lord 2025, 7 years ago, they donated to your campaign opponents, to some opponents. The year of our Lord 2025, you want the Supreme Court to sit here and entertain your dumbass motion to quash a whole case to quash formal charges or in the alternative request for a stay of proceeding. No. They can't control what two panel members donated to 7 years ago. This is well before you were charged with anything. The first set of charges in the case was not filed against you until 2024. It's not as if they did that in 2018 and then in 2019 this happened. No. Because, no one really saw you becoming anything regarding the judge like that in 2018. So you want the court to say, no, quash all this because 8 years ago, they donated money to my political opponents and because of reasons. quash 30 misconduct charges. Girl, stop. Bye, Felicia. The hell? No, they ain't gonna do that. You got way too many victims out here. Child, we all relying on Courtneyville to go work her magic. Oh man, that would be a dynamic duo for her and Ashley Merchant. I've seen Ashley Merchant in action. Ashley Merchant is like I hope she still is. Was kind of like the head honcho for the Georgia Criminal Defense Attorneys League Association of that sort. And she came to court when Brian Steele was held in direct criminal contempt of court by Judge Shermela Williams' boss, Judge Orr Glanville. See, because they keep cutting up in Fulton County Superior Court. Y'all just cut up down there. Except a couple judges. I like Judge Scott McAfee. He's a good judge. He's fair. But the rest of them just be cutting up some bad. Y'all cutting up. all y'all need to go to your room. So he held a criminal defense attorney, Brian Steele, in direct criminal contempt of court. This is Judge Shermela Williams' boss, Judge Orr Glanville. Because, bad habits get passed down. And Ashley Merchant came down there with at least 20 other criminal defense attorneys to defend Brian Steele. And when I say that girl was rapid firing, it was like, what's this? Rapid firing off case law and court rules and Supreme Court rulings, just like it was nothing, like it was breathing for her. I was like, she should be the DA of Fulton County. Ashley Merchant, if you ever wanted to become Fulton County District Attorney, I would vote for you. I would vote for you. But this is the atmosphere that's being set in the Fulton County Superior Court. When the chief judge is doing that nonsense on national television in a high-profile case, what do you think a judge like Shermela Williams, who's only been there, 4 or 5 years, is going to do? The same damn thing. Because this is the example that's being set here. And now you want this motion to be taken seriously. Why did your attorney take time to even fill this out, to even file this? Why did you do this? But you laughed at me. I didn't go to law school either. I was pro se. And you didn't even hear my motions. And I'm looking at this and I'm just like, yeah, okay. They're supposed to sit here and quash everything because somebody donated to a political campaign that just so happened to be your opponents. Going back to 2018, 2020. Girl, bye. No. This is laughable. Y'all, the incoming judge, right? Oh, Lord. How did you beat her again? I'm just, this is insane. Please bring back the other judge. Y'all, take Judge Williams back, wherever she came from. Give us back the other one. We'll take the other one. Oh, God. So, yeah, no. Her attorney is trying to sit here and say, well, the people voted for Judge Williams. Did we? And even if she did win, we didn't vote for this nonsense. No one would vote for someone to end up with 30 misconduct charges. No one votes for that. Are you kidding me? You don't force yourself upon the public. You talking about a 2020 campaign. So not in 2018, 2020. 5 years ago, it's still prior to the first case being filed against you in 2024. No one, I guess it's crazy to think or to even have to say, no one expects a judge to get into a position, to get elected and sworn in, and then end up facing 30 misconduct charges. But apparently we have to just kind of assume that somebody's going to mess up real bad one day and they're supposed to be the judge. God damn it. This is insanity. So seeing that we don't, none of us can just predict the future. No one foresaw you winning and then ending up in a situation where you're now facing 30 misconduct charges, and 2 people on the panel that is investigating you, going back to 2020, donated to your political opponents. Like we give a damn. We don't care. It happened before the first case was filed against you by the JQC in 2024. Most of us want you gone. So, whatever. Keep doing the work you're doing, Courtneyville. I've already told you, you should talk to more victims out there, and that you should anticipate my complaint again. Oh, I'm not going to give up. You talking about my kids. Don't play me like that. No. She might want to call me. You can just reach out to me. LadyLuckClubLLC at yahoo.com. Courtneyville. Because I want to make sure this gets pushed out there. I want this to go viral. This is insane. 30 misconduct charges? What are we doing? So her attorney is sitting here. He's pushing. Talking about it's not fair. They donated to her political opponents 4 or 5 years ago. Before she was even hit with 30 misconduct charges. Before the JQC opened up an investigation on her. It's not like they've been investigating her this entire time. No, it wasn't filed until 2024. So get over it. Stop crying like a little baby. You admitted to most of them. That's what it said in the article reporting. Many of them you admitted to. So what are you crying about in this motion? When judges need attorneys, part 4. This is insane. So we get down to the bottom. She's talking about prejudice. Oh, Lord. Wherefore, for the above stated reasons, Judge Williams respectfully requests that the hearing panel quash the formal charges. The judge said, no, we're going to proceed with the hearing. Get over it. Grow up. So 2 hearings have been conducted so far. Child boo. I'm about to sit here study you. No, ma'am. Nope. Denied. All of Fulton County and the city of Atlanta has said denied. Denied. No. That's a hell no. What the hell you talking about? So here was her exhibits. Oh no, this is going back to 2020, y'all. Who could predict that she would end up being investigated 4 years later with 30 misconduct charges? You don't reach back 4 years and say, this is the reason why this is not fair to me. Get out of here. Okay, you'll live. You'll be all right. You're acting like hear this now. You're acting like a little girl with daddy issues. Funny how those words could just come back and bite you in the ass. You and them collard greens. I'm going in. Because I hate horrible judges. I do. You're supposed to be the gatekeepers of the law and ensure justice is done. No one cares about your emotions or your feelings. You are horrible. You are the absolute worst judge I personally have ever encountered. And I don't encounter many of you people like this, aside from the one that I truly love. That is my mom, my godmother, mama, whatever. They feed you more than 3 times. You're their child. And at the end of the day, you've caused great pain and anguish amongst many, many families. So here's the JQC website, the Supreme Court of Georgia. Oh, they're going to be closed Monday. And here's the inquiry concerning Judge Shermela J. Williams. And you guys can see all of the activity that's occurred all this time. These are hyperlinks. So you can click on it and get information here. The notice of live stream access that I pulled up, that motion to quash that was absolutely denied because the hearings are still going. I'm just waiting on them to order of denial with that because it's laughable. The hell is that? I don't even know how they can present a legal argument on that. Get over it. And hopefully Courtneyville lets her know whatever the court decided, if they don't remove you from the bench, you will not be reelected. Because Lady Luck Club, she's coming for you. She reporting on you behind. And if there has to be a whole movement to ensure you're not reelected, I will do that. Yep. So what happens when you decide to be biased? All this misconduct, behavior, nonsense, and buffoonery you putting on. It's just a shame, people. It's a shame. So hopefully, as I've asked and pushed for more people to report on this. Um, and Courtneyville did it last year with Christina Peterson, the JQC. They got rid of her, and rightfully so. And we're just waiting on it to happen again. All she wants is a reprimand. She just wants a pop on the hand. Just because you decided to be biased and to, display misconduct doesn't mean that the courts have to just sit here and look away at all the heartache and hardship and pain and misery you caused on others with 30 misconduct charges, some of which you admitted to. Jesus Christ. Admitted many of them during the first day of trial Wednesday. Like the first day she went in, I admit that I detained a 22-year-old. And imagine, see, now you see how that feels to be, to be in the hot seat. This is exactly what she needs. Removal. She needs to be removed because otherwise she's not going to learn anything. She's just going to go back to the bench and double down on her horrible behavior and make more people's lives miserable. You gotta go. There are more qualified judges that deserve to serve on that bench, and get over it. So what? People donated to somebody's campaign that was your opponent 4 or 5 years ago, and that somehow you think is noteworthy to have this entire thing quashed. Tell your attorney he needs to go back and start over. Y'all went to law school. My Lord. All right, I'm done. I had to go in and go savage mode for a little bit because, boy, y'all have no idea how much hell she has put myself and others through, especially my children. So kick rocks, and I hope you get removed, and you and Christina Peterson can have collard greens together. That's all I got for this update, guys. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We're tired of the corruption. We're tired of the identity politics. No one should be voting for someone because they're black, or they're a woman, or a black woman, and she's definitely not qualified. She's not fit, and she needs to go. Courtneyville, we're counting on you, and you can still expect another complaint against her from me, and it's going to keep coming. So there are others out there. I know there are others out there. I've gotten comments in my videos that I've done so far. There's a playlist of this city girl judge Shermela Williams on my channel. You guys can check out the other content videos I've done. Go into the comment sections and you will see that there are a couple others out there that have been affected by this woman, and no one deserves that, especially the children that she's giving these horrible orders and rulings against, because she's showing bias and favoritism towards one parent over the other, and she doesn't know either. So you guys continue to stay safe, take care of yourselves. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out and subscribe if you're enjoying the content coming out of the Lady Luck Club. Thank you guys for your time. If you like to donate to the channel, you can donate to Cash App at LadyLuckClubLLC, or consider a donation through Zelle at LadyLuckClubLLC@yahoo.com. And as always, you can email me at the same email address. And I thank you all so much for the support. And until the next one, Lady Luck Club out. Deuces.